Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of The Unseen Shop, a story where the veil between worlds is thin and stories linger in the air like ancient melodies. I'm your host, Herodotus. Amidst the hazy streets of London, hidden in the winding alleys that echo with the footsteps of both the living and the departed, stands the Unseen Shop. Here, in this quaint establishment, where time seems to stand still, the extraordinary is an everyday occurrence, and the voices of history whisper their secrets. Tonight's tale is one of legacy, art, and the timeless bond between creator and creation. We invite you to join us as we unveil the story of a spectral playwright, a master of words from a bygone era, who steps into our world in search of understanding. How does his cherished work fare in the hands of a new generation? Has the essence of his art endured the test of time? So settle in, let the cares of the day fade away, and prepare to embark on a journey through the curtains of time. This is The Unseen Shop, where each echo of the bell ushers in a new narrative. As it chimes, announcing the arrival of a visitor from an age long past, let the story begin.
In the heart of London, where the streets whisper secrets of the past and present, the Unseen Shop remains a constant, enigmatic presence. On this particular misty morning, the shop exudes a tranquil ambiance, its myriad artifacts resting silently on the shelves, as if holding their breath in anticipation of the day's events. I stand behind the counter, cataloguing a set of antique spectacles, each pair with its own story to tell. The bell above the door chimes softly, announcing the arrival of a new visitor. Glancing up, I see a figure, his presence commanding yet ethereal, stepping into the shop with a dignified air. He's dressed in garments that speak of a bygone era, a doublet and hose, with a ruffled collar framing his face. His hair is styled in a manner that hints at a past several centuries removed from our own. Despite his antiquated appearance, there's a timeless quality to him, as if he's walked straight out of history and into the modern world.
"Good day,"
he greets, his voice rich and resonant, carrying the cadence of another age.
"I find myself in need of your unique services."
I nod, motioning towards the chair opposite the counter. "Please, have a seat. I'm here to help in any way I can." He moves with a grace that belies his otherworldly nature, settling into the chair with an ease that suggests familiarity with such settings. His eyes, keen and observant, scan the shop, taking in the oddities that surround him.
"My name is of little consequence."
He begins, his gaze returning to me.
"But my story, perhaps, is. I was a playwright in my time, a weaver of words and tales. I crafted stories that spoke of love, ambition, tragedy, and comedy."
His introduction, though deliberately vague, carries an undercurrent of significance. His mannerisms, his speech, even the faintest hint of a smile that plays on his lips, all suggest a man of great intellect and creativity, one whose legacy, though unnamed, has transcended time. "And what brings you to the Unseen Shop?" I inquire, my curiosity piqued. He leans forward, resting his arms on the counter.
"One of my plays,"
he reveals.
"It's dear to me, more so than others. In my time, it was well received, but now, centuries later, I fear its essence is being lost, its true meaning buried beneath layers of interpretation and adaptation."
I listen intently, understanding the weight of his concern. Art, especially that which endures through ages, often takes on a life of its own, far removed from its creator's original intention.
"I seek to revisit this play, to experience it as it is understood today, to see if the heart of my work still beats within it, or if it has been lost to the winds of time.
His request is unusual, but not unheard of in the realm of the shop. The departed often seek closure, not just in personal matters, but also in the legacies they leave behind. I will assist you, I assure him. Tell me more about this play, the characters, the themes you wove into its narrative. He nods appreciatively, a glint of passion lighting up his eyes.
It's a tale of star-crossed lovers, a tragedy that unfolds amidst feuding families. The essence of the story lies in the tempestuous blend of youthful love and fateful consequences. It speaks of the fine line between love and hate, the fleeting nature of life, and the enduring power of true affection.
As he describes the plot, the subtle clues coalesce. The themes, the setting, his eloquence, all point towards one of the most renowned plays in history. Yet, his humility and the way he refrains from revealing his identity add a layer of intrigue to our conversation. I understand, I respond, my mind already tracing the potential paths this task could take. Experiencing a play as it is now perceived, after centuries of reinterpretations, can indeed reveal much about its enduring impact. I will arrange for you to witness a modern rendition of your work. He leans back, a look of relief washing over his spectral features.
Your assistance is invaluable. To see my work through the eyes of a new age, to understand its transformation and its truths, is all I ask.
I assure him of my commitment to his request, and we spend the next while discussing the finer details of his play, the characters, and his original intentions. His insights are profound, shedding light not just on the play itself, but on the nature of storytelling and its evolution over time. As the conversation draws to a close, he stands, his demeanour one of quiet gratitude.
I shall await your arrangements with great interest,
He says, his voice tinged with a mix of eagerness and apprehension. I will do my utmost to ensure your journey through time and perception is a fruitful one, I reply, equally intrigued by the task at hand. With a final nod, he fades away, his form dissolving into the air, leaving behind a lingering presence that fills the shop with a sense of historical depth and artistic legacy. As I reflect on our interaction, I realize the significance of the task ahead. It's not merely a matter of arranging a viewing of a play, it's about bridging centuries, connecting an artist with his timeless creation as it resonates in the modern world. The challenge lies not only in the logistics, but also in capturing the essence of his work as it is perceived today, ensuring that the heart of his story, his characters, and his themes are still recognizable. The shop, always a nexus for the extraordinary, takes on an added aura of anticipation. I begin to plan, reaching out to contacts in the theatre world, seeking a performance that would best represent the playwright's vision in its current form. The task is daunting, yet exhilarating, offering a rare opportunity to see the evolution of art through the eyes of its creator. In the following days, I immerse myself in research, attending various plays, and speaking with theatre directors, actors, and scholars. Each conversation adds a layer of understanding, painting a picture of how his play has been interpreted and reinterpreted through the ages. As the preparations progress, I find myself reflecting on the nature of legacy and the enduring power of stories. The playwright's concern for his creation, centuries after his passing, speaks volumes about the bond between an artist and their work. It's a reminder that art, in all its forms, transcends time and continues to touch lives long after its creator has departed. The shop, amidst this flurry of activity, remains a haven of calm. The artifacts and curiosities that line its shelves seem to watch over the proceedings with quiet approval, each item a silent witness to the countless stories that have unfolded within these walls. Finally, after extensive arrangements, I find a production that aligns closely with the playwright's original vision. It's a contemporary interpretation, yet one that retains the core themes and emotional depth of his work. I make the necessary arrangements, setting the stage for an encounter that would bridge the gap between past and present, between an artist and his enduring legacy. The preparations complete, the evening arrives with a hushed sense of expectation. The shop, having served as the conduit for this extraordinary meeting between past and present, feels almost alive with the weight of history and the anticipation of what is to unfold. I stand outside the theatre, a modern building with sleek lines, a stark contrast to the aesthetic of the playwright's era. The air is crisp, the city's lights casting a soft glow on the streets. I sense his presence beside me, a slight shimmer in the air, an indication of his spectral form. "This is where they will perform your play," I tell him, gesturing towards the theatre. His eyes, reflecting centuries of wisdom and a touch of nervous curiosity, take in the scene.
It's vastly different from the playhouses of my time,
he observes, his voice tinged with a mix of awe and apprehension.
Yet, there is an energy here, a palpable excitement for the art that feels familiar.
I nod, understanding his mix of emotions. The essence of theatre remains the same, even as its form evolves. The connection between the stage and the audience, the stories that unfold, they continue to captivate and move people just as they did in your time. We enter the theatre, finding our way to a secluded spot where he can observe without being noticed. The auditorium is filled with a diverse audience, people of all ages and backgrounds, a testament to the timeless appeal of his work. As the lights dim and the curtain rises, a hush falls over the crowd. The stage is set simply, yet effectively, capturing the essence of the setting with a few well-chosen props and backdrops. The actors, dressed in costumes that are a blend of traditional and modern, take their places. Throughout the performance, I watch him closely. His reactions are subtle, a slight nod here, a faint smile there, as he absorbs every line, every gesture of the actors. The play, his creation, comes to life in a way he has never seen before, the familiar words taking on new shades of meaning under the influence of contemporary interpretation. The pivotal scenes, the heart-wrenching moments of the star-crossed lovers, are performed with a depth of emotion that transcends time. The audience is visibly moved, some wiping away tears, others leaning forward in their seats, completely engrossed. During the intermission, he turns to me, his expression thoughtful.
The core of my tale remains intact.
He muses.
The anguish, the passion, the tragic inevitability of it all. Yet there is a freshness to it, a new perspective that I had not envisioned.
I nod, pleased to see his initial apprehension giving way to a sense of appreciation. Art lives and breathes through those who experience it. Each generation interprets it through the lens of their own time, adding layers to its original essence. As the play resumes, leading to its inevitable tragic conclusion, the playwright's gaze remains fixed on the stage. In those final, powerful moments, as the story reaches its climax, there's a sense of closure, not just for the characters in the play, but for him as well. The applause at the end is thunderous, the audience standing in ovation. The actors take their bows, their faces alight with the joy and satisfaction of having brought a timeless story to life. He stands silently, watching the celebration, a look of contentment and peace settling over his spectral features.
My story lives on,
He whispers, more to himself than to me.
transformed, yet true to its heart. This is all an artist can hope for.
As we leave the theatre, walking back into the quiet London night, the playwright's form begins to fade, his mission accomplished, his connection to his beloved play reaffirmed and celebrated in a way he never could have imagined. In the quiet solitude of the shop, I reflect on the evening's events. The playwright's journey, his witnessing of his own legacy, has been a profound experience, a reminder of the enduring power of storytelling and its ability to connect us across time and space. In The Unseen Shop, where the boundaries between eras and realms blur, stories find a unique resonance, echoing through the ages, touching lives in ways their creators could never have foreseen. As I lock up for the night, the keys slip from my grasp, clattering to the ground. Leaning down to retrieve them, I find myself inadvertently bowing in a silent, respectful homage to the evening's spectacle, acknowledging the profound connection between the living and the departed, the artists and their audience. This simple, unplanned gesture feels like a fitting tribute to the night's union of past and present, a celebration of enduring art and human emotion.